Hey, how's it going? Dave here. Welcome to my video. Today I want to talk about love's evil twin. So what is love's evil twin? Love's evil twin is when you confuse yourself or convince yourself that you are in a state of loving when you are actually not. And this happens all the time. If you look around you, you will see this a lot. It's very pervasive. When a person is truly coming from their heart, the result is always beneficial for you and for the people around you. It is always beneficial for you and the environment around you. There is no negative outcome when you are coming from a place of love. Yet how is it that we tell ourselves we love, this food, but this food is really, really bad for us, and consequently creates a negative outcome when we eat this thing? How is it that we say we love this job, but this job is causing so much stress that it's wearing you down and making you exhausted? Love would never do that. How is it that you say you love this person, but whenever that person is not around, you feel awkward and uncomfortable and alone, to the point where you would rather just be around anybody than be alone? There's a lot of confusion, I think, and some awareness and clarification, I think will really, really help a lot of people. So I've definitely worked through some of these issues with myself, and just thought I would share, sort of the results, and not the results, but my insights on this. So love's evil twin is wanting. Another word, if wanting doesn't really resonate with you, love's evil twin is neediness. If that one doesn't resonate you, then love's evil twin, we'll say, is grasping. Whatever terminology or word that you want to use for it, it is the mind's definition of love. And when the mind convinces that there is love, the mind can easily confuse bliss and elation for love, but they are not love. So when the mind confuses love for another state of bliss, this is what happened, and I think this is where a lot of people get confused, is that somewhere in them the belief is that love can come, the love that you desire that will provide the fulfillment that you desire, comes from an external source. And so we attach ourselves to these external things. When we attach ourselves to these external things, there's always that immediate elation, that immediate instant gratification that we say is joy, that we say is love, but it's not. Because when you finally get that thing that you've been wanting, that you've been coveting, the joy that you feel only lasts a moment, and then you're kind of like, nah, I want more. So the wanting is always there, that desire for that external thing to bring you the happiness and the fulfillment that you were looking for never goes away. And this is a lot of how addictions are formed. And the cycle will continue to repeat itself until you start to look within. That is the only place that that can be found. Whatever love that you think you have for someone else or something else, it really is and truly reflective of how much you love yourself. You can only love another as much as you love yourself. This attachment to the external world that we confuse and we think is love is not a bad thing. It's just the best that you know and the best that you can do at the moment. What you have to be aware of is the cycle. How much or how often are you repeating this cycle where you have this bliss or the ecstasy or this joy, but it only lasts a very, very short period of time, and then you go on seeking something else to do that. Career. You have this job, you love this job, but after, half a year, this job is boring, I want more. So you go off and you seek another job, and you think to yourself, if I only get this job, this bigger, better, more successful job, I'll be more happy, and you get it, but then another half a year later, not so much. And so you repeat this cycle, all the while continuing to think that the fulfillment that you are going to get is through what you are doing. Fulfillment doesn't come from doing anything, it comes from being everything. Wow, that's deep. So you have to be aware of these cycles in your life and where your attachments are to, and how often you're repeating these cycles of attachment. Because every time the end result is negative, therein lies, when you start a cycle and end the cycle, you end the cycle right where you started. And if it ends in a bad place, that means it actually started in a very bad place. And you may not have been aware of when it started that it actually was coming from a bad place, because you were mistaking those feelings of elation for love. That does not necessarily mean all relationships and all ties to the object or person or career in question have to come to an end. It just means you have to do a little digging within yourself. Find this dark thing that you are trying to cover up inside of yourself, and that you are using the external world as a cover-up for. And then once you find this dark thing, embrace it. Fully feel what it feels like. Know that thing. Know what it feels like in your body. Know what thoughts around in your head are zipping around in your head about this negative thing. Have someone to talk to about it, and experience it in its fullest. And once you experience this thing, it will no longer have a grip on you. It will no longer produce that wanting, that neediness, or that grasping that you mistake for love. And then you can truly come from a better place. So take a look, see what's in there. It's not that scary. Once you feel this darkness within you, this shadow, this pain or whatever it is, and you know what it feels like and you've experienced it, and you know when your actions are being governed by it, That gives you the power to say no. That gives you the power to stop. That gives you the power to make a choice. Sometimes the choice can be a little scary because you don't know what will happen, because this will be a new avenue, a new road, a new path that you are traveling. The love and the fulfillment that you desire comes from within and is connected to the very source of your being. So to get there, you have to go deep within to the very source of your being. Once you get that, once you experience that, you will take that with you wherever you go. So instead of, you can take this wherever you go with you, and it will last always. It will never stop. You might forget every once in a while, but you will remember. It is so lasting that you will no longer need these things in the external world to provide that fulfillment with you, to provide that fulfillment within you. That because you are no longer coming from a place of neediness or wanting, that you will finally be able to truly enjoy this person or this food or this job or this car. You will be able to truly enjoy them, and when they leave, you will still be in such a state of joy that you actually won't really notice for too long that this thing is not in your life, because that thing there is now as an expression of your joy, an expression of your love, and you wish to share your happiness with that person or with the environment around you in any way, instead of requiring the environment around you to do your to fulfill you on the inside. So take a look. Know when you're coming from that needy place. Know when you're coming from that place that is grasping. And if you can't tell the feeling, then you just have to look at the result. If the result is negative and causes you pain and suffering, then it's in there somewhere. And that event is just there to bring that to the surface so you can face it and deal with it. The more you go through this process, you will have a better discernment as to when you make choices and decisions that are coming from this neediness that is mistaken as love, and then from from a place of love that is beneficial. And the more you do this process, the more you will actually learn to feel what true joy and true love actually are. Then you will have that as a frame of reference to compare against more of those decisions that you made that were coming from that place of neediness. And you will be able to even therefore better recognize when you are coming from this place, this dark place, which you believe requires something to fill it. So go back and forth and see what they feel like. Know the difference. And then you will truly be able to use your heart as a compass and experience joy in the way that it was meant to be. Shared with everything and everyone. So, take some time. Start taking away some of the things in your life that you think you love. Spend some time alone and away from your job. Spend some time alone and away from your significant other, from your exercise program, from shopping, from certain foods, and see how you feel when these things or people or even places are not in your life, and you feel that pull and you feel that emptiness, and it wells up within you and it's not comfortable. You've got to face it. And you know that because that is what you are feeling, there is a part of you that is attached to that thing you just removed, or person or place that you just removed out of your life. Once you deal with that, you can then bring that thing back into your life and love it at a better level than you could previously. Lots of love.